Today's video specifically is about EK and EG Civic, but I'm sure these button deletes are going to get applied to a few other vehicles. To EK right there down at the power mirror switch. I'm going to film in here though because it's freezing outside. They all just kind of clip in and out, so pretty simple. This one just mounts the two switches. So some of these are just snap in, and some of them will also have a plate, so the delete part will snap in, and then there's going to be a mounting plate. I'll show it later, but this plate will get screwed down with it. First, obviously, for this knee panel, whatever you want to call it, screws come out on the EK, and then you just got a couple clips that pop out to drop down this panel. For the EG, you'll have to take off the, try to get it in camera, you'll have to take off the cluster trim, and then you can get to the back side of these buttons, pop them out to put in the deletes or the switches. So once you get panel off, they're all spring tabs. All the switches for the mirrors, cruise, and defrost on the EG, those all just pop right out. The delete is kind of the same deal. It's just got little tabs on the top and bottom, and then the center is cut out. So it's just the same simple design to put in that locked tab, and then that also allows it a little bit to flex. So, and then this for the EK, there is an up written on it, and that would obviously go up when it gets clipped in. There's no play in that. And then the EG stuff, they're all set up with the CBC text for the custom built cars. It's all on the bottom side. So some of them still work with the CBC text on top. They'll still clip in, but then you'll get weird gaps with it. It won't sit completely flush to the trim, if you can see that. So then it's just push on the tabs on the back, it'll pop out, and then snaps back in. So all of them work like that as far as snapping in and out. That just shows you the delete with the texture on it. There is also a gray texture option, and then so textured in black and gray, and then diamond and carbon fiber finishes are the ones that I offer on all these. So that shows you the delete. Got that out of the way. Okay, which is the dual USB and a voltmeter. So obviously that would sit down, and then there's the little button on the side. So you could turn the voltage display on and off while you're driving, and then two charging ports. So this might not be the ideal location on the EK where you can't really see it, but for the EGs, mirror delete and defrost, in those locations, you can obviously see the voltage a little bit better. So install on this, check that the side says up, and then the voltmeter will drop in. Now this, how it's kind of recessed there, so that, oh, I didn't even turn my other light on. There, now you might be able to see a little better. Would sit down like so for this dual charger. And then the lock ring obviously just drops on, threads down in. For this one, where there isn't like an alignment notch in it, what you can do too is just put your finger on the ring to hold the back and then rotate this till it's in the position you want, and then hold it and just get that last little bit to snug it up. So, and then same thing, you can, I guess you have to start out with getting the lock ring. And then you could just hold it and turn it on the top side. I'll make it a little bit easier. Just grabs the two sides. So same thing with the EG stuff. Some of these will also have a lock tab with arms that comes out onto this surface, and then you can screw down the mounting ring and everything to secure it more. Mostly just for the USB stuff, since you are pulling out on it. That's the USB charger. Now the other USB option is this USB pass-through. So that's kind of what it'll look like when you get it. So this way you can plug into a GPS, data logger, ECU, whatever, and then has a little cover for it. It just says USB. And then this one obviously has a carbon fiber texture. So let's start with the upside. And then it just snaps right in. So that's fairly secure, but again, since this has weight on it, and then it also sits in the car kind of at a downward position, I feel like it might be more likely to pop out. So that's why these ones have a lock ring, lock plate, I guess I should say. So then that just sits like so. And then when that's all together, just tighten this right up, and then it's secure, holds in that lock plate, grabs the two sides here to hold that more secure. And then same thing, just pops out. And then that's the USB pass-through. Now, for this one, this is for the 2 rocker switch. I can sell them as just the delete plate. If you have your own switches already, you can buy them with switches that don't have an LED, or with the LED switches. Got red, blue, green, yellow. So 4 options with LED, 1 without LED, and then obviously without switches at all. So same deal on here. We'll get it to focus. So that upside, come back in here, snaps in, and then you can take the switches, and if you noticed, there is little openings, so you can run the switches horizontal or vertical. And then those are just like any hole. I guess the key tabs just, keep them in line with each other. Or if you want, you can run them every other, I guess you could say. And then those are fairly close to each other, but that was just to give room for the mounting on the back side. It's all good. And then same deal, it just flexes. So you could install the switches first, and then they should just pop right in. So that's the 2-switch option. Next, we can go to the S2000. This is a gray textured option here, and then it'll be kind of the same deal. This one, you want to make more sure that everything's lined up properly, that you have this up side facing upwards, since the keys are not symmetrical on this design of the switch. So that just snaps in. Pretty close match to the factory gray. Took a while for me to find the material that looked that close. Obviously it's not smooth like these, but gives a pretty nice option. And then same deal, it's going to be with this tab on the right side, but I mean that should be pretty obvious with the teeth in there. In the tabs, there we go. And that just snaps in place. So that's the S2000 start button. Pretty nice flush finish there. Let's see if you guys can get a closer look at it. So I think that looks pretty dang clean. I did try putting this in there in the car, and the plug did have clearance, so should be good. Yeah, I'm actually surprised how clean that looks. And then none of these get in the way of that cubby, because it's obviously got its own little compartment. So all that, I don't know if I can get this to pop out right now. Usually I use a screwdriver to hold it or something, but anyways, so that could be popped in separately. Does not come with the S2000 button at the moment, so you have to source your own there if you want to run this. Same deal. And then last but certainly not least, the Jordan Distributors start button mount does not fit this one. I might add that at a later date though, if there's enough people interested in running this start button. It does fit their other upgrade buttons for these guys, red or silver. So that will be kind of the same deal as that USB charger. So you just have the side that says up on it. Snaps that plate into place. And then take our button. And that thing, put it crooked. So that go right there. And we have that same. They might not have the carbon texture on here. It's most likely just going to be the normal textured option. But then, yeah, same deal. This drops in. Technically, it could just screw on with this ring, but it's kind of tight. So that's why it came with the extra mount plate, just to help bring that ring out a bit. I have like the mirror behind the camera, trying to like line it up with the mirror, and then everything's backwards, so that's why I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, same deal. You can also do the same thing and just like rotate the switch till you get it close, and then you just tighten it up more. So that is Jordan Distributors start button mounted for the EK mirror switch. Same deal for the EG mirror switch and defrost. If people want it in the defrost, I can add that option there as well. So that's how it looks. Still enough clearance, I guess, to use your fingers. So if you would like anything else mounted for the EK mirror switch, the EG mirror switch, or Defrost, feel free to drop a comment with any questions or DM me on Instagram. Thanks for watching.